Spirit, however, refused to be broken. She clung to life, harboring a faint hope of escape, of seeing her family again. What's more horrifying than the brutality inflicted on Junko is the chilling indifference of those who knew. The Minato parents, despite knowing she was held captive in their home, did nothing. Fear of their son and his gang, coupled with a disturbing apathy, silenced them. Neighbours, hearing the screams, chose to turn a blind eye. Fear was a powerful silencer. Rumours spread that the boys had ties to the Yakuza, Japan's infamous organised crime syndicates. This unconfirmed connection was enough to keep people away, to prioritise their safety over a young girl's life. The silence was deafening, a collective failure of humanity that allowed the nightmare to continue. On January 4th, 1989, Junko Furuta took her last breath. After 44 days of unimaginable torture, her body, ravaged and broken, finally gave in. Her death was not a mercy, but a slow and agonizing release from the relentless torment. The boys, devoid of remorse, even in death treated her with utter contempt. They encased her battered body in a concrete-filled drum, a makeshift coffin, and disposed of her like garbage in a landfill. When the news of Junko's murder and the horrific details of her captivity emerged, Japan reeled in shock and disgust. The trial of the 4 perpetrators was highly publicized, the nation demanding justice for the senseless brutality inflicted on an innocent girl. However, the Japanese justice system, with its emphasis on rehabilitation for minors, failed Junko even in death. The perpetrators, despite the heinous nature of their crimes, received lenient sentences, shielded by the very system that should have protected Junko. Their identities were protected, their futures seemingly more important than the life they stole. The sentences, a miscarriage of justice, ignited outrage and sparked a national debate on juvenile delinquency and the flaws in the legal system. The public outcry over the lenient sentences was immediate and widespread. People were appalled by the brutality of the crime and the perceived leniency shown to the perpetrators. Petitions were signed, protests were held, and the media kept the spotlight firmly on the case. The nation mourned Junko Furuta, her name becoming synonymous with the fight against juvenile delinquency and the demand for stricter punishments for violent crimes. The tragic case of Junko Furuta exposed uncomfortable truths about Japanese society. It highlighted the dark underbelly of bullying, the power of fear and silence, and the shortcomings of a legal system that seemed more focused on protecting perpetrators than delivering justice for victims. It forced a nation to confront its own demons, questioning cultural norms and societal structures that allowed such a tragedy to occur. Junko Furuta's story, though steeped in tragedy, has become a catalyst for change. Her memory serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of apathy and silence. It fuels the ongoing fight for stricter laws, better protection for victims, and a more just society. Organizations dedicated to combating bullying and promoting youth rehabilitation have emerged, inspired by Junko's story. Though her life was tragically cut short, Junko Furuta's legacy lives on, a beacon of hope and a call to action. She is a symbol of resilience, a reminder that even in the face of unspeakable evil, the human spirit can endure. Her story, though painful, is a testament to the power of memory and the importance of fighting for justice for Junko and for all victims of senseless violence.